Spitty boys, my old foe.
Nice.
I say it's fine if you run into them normally. It's fine. It's just when you slowed time down and perfectly timed it, so you bounced into it. Right. This is annoying though. Yeah. So you're just on phase with it here. Oh, nice.
Well, that was actually pretty close and pretty this again. Oh, that seems to be like the end of my combo deals more damage, doesn't it?
Makes sense.
Guys, give it a rest.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it.
You are correct.
Attack him now! Oh yes, these guys again. I didn't align properly.
You still got him though.
And you, I actually want to take your weapon.
Picking them off into the
into the distance.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get this dude's weapon though. So
you wait for him to get back up.
I often want to get the dude's weapon.
Awful. Good lord, there are people.
Yes, they usually have weapons.
oh my god! Oh, am I choking him?
This is awful. You just a lot of sickening, crunching noises.
What was he doing to him?
Just moving his bones around under his skin. Awful.
I think we have to accept the possibility that the prince might be a sadist. That was horrifying.
What was it those women say? There is pleasure in pain.
There's so much pleasure in pain, Prince. Yeah.
He's really taken that to heart. Unfortunately.
He certainly has.
Oh no, your axe is about to die.
That's okay.
Oh, do they have durability?
Yeah,
only the secondary weapons do.
That makes sense, yeah.
Some of them are like, so they deal more damage. Like, there is like a little tree I can look up that'll show me which weapons do
explosion.
What damage.
You will pay for this.
You will pay for this transgression. I mean, technically he's invading their home, right?
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely transgressing. He's also fucking with causality. You can't do that.
Going against the gods of nature and man.
Do you know what's annoying? There's water there you could clearly drink.
Has to be still water, apparently.
Ooh. Hey.
Only the best cholera for our prince.
It would be deeply ironic if he beats the Dahaka,
shits himself to death,
makes it back to Babylon only to die of cholera. Yeah, which
Something else gets him when he returns to Babylon.
Well, this was another thing that, like, I looked up, is that, like, the capital of his empire is explicitly described as being Babylon, but as far as I can tell...
Babylon's in Iraq, but...
Yeah, it is, and, like, it absolutely was not used as the capital of the Persian Empire in the time that this game takes place. So, like, maybe they just made it Babylon because that's more recognizable.
What would it have been?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's not Babylon.
Oh, no, you're doing the bone thing again.
And then you just gave him a new bumhole through the spine.
Yeah, there was some judo. Ah, yes, I see that you know your judo well, Prince.
That's a reference.
I love that, right? It's the funniest thing on the internet.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Seems to be in much better condition.
Sprite has no idea what's going on.
No.
Right, do we think I want to, like, go for the...
You want all the life upgrades.
I do want all the life upgrades.
But there's a non-zero chance that's not the life upgrade because it describes the life upgrade as a boarded up door. And that was clearly a stone door.
What else could it be?
Do you want to have a look around?
Oh no, as in, like, is there something that is not a life upgrade but could be there anyway that I still might want to consider picking up?
I mean, progression.
Oh, come on. That seemed like quite a challenging puzzle, or the trap corridor, just for the way to progress.
That's the door you want your man to bust open, I think.
This one here?
Yep.
Okay. Did he do it? Yes, he did. Splendid. Let's have a look in here. Oh! Checkpoint!
So this clearly doesn't lead to the life upgrade then.
No, but at least I don't have to go through all that again.
Yes.
Incentivizes me a bit to do the trap corridor again.
Yeah.
What does this do?
Yeah, so Persepolis which is where Persia comes from, was the capital of the Achaemenid Empire, but haven't got to Islamic Persia yet.
Yeah, life upgrade has to be back where you were.
I tried to look at a brief history of Persia. It turns out there is
no,
no
absolutely not. It's one of the most
ancient and complicated, like, political structures in human history, as it turns out. That's it. Why is he throwing dogs at me, of all things? Like,
Because they're what he has access to.
I suppose, like, the game seeds it, like, because you know already what the... Oh, I'm gonna get splattered.
Yeah. Oh, it even made a gross sound.
Yeah,
that was very
a
wet.
squelching noise. Now, I have enough health now, I think I can just... Even if I mistime this, I should end up on the other side of the... Oh, no. Never mind. I was wrong!
At least you can admit that.
Right, okay, so I think... There we go.
Woohoo.
Ooh. Oh my.
So at this point, the capital was probably Baghdad.
Really?
Yeah.
So apparently, like,
Jump up.
the ruins of Babylon are near present-day Baghdad.
Yeah.
But, like, for
This-
obvious reasons, very few people other than Iraqis can now visit it,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a shame. Oh, no, I remember this puzzle. I have to do this at a oneer. So, like, I have to get from these blocks back to the other blocks.
I don't think you're entirely right there, but may as well give it a go.
Yeah, I'm certain I remember this. It's difficult, but I'm going to do it.
Alright. If you're convinced.
I am convinced. Oh, great. Oh no, you're... No,
No, yeah, you jump
I
onto
was
this
wrong. I
one.
could just use that one, couldn't I?
Yeah.
Which is what I will do now. Okay. And then I walk... Okay.
Yeah, Baghdad was essentially founded in like the 750s by
Jump over now. No, too late.
the Muslim caliphs of the Persian, at that point, New Persian Empire. Just they said, we need a capital, let's site one here, and it was Baghdad.
Apparently there's not as much left of Babylon as like we would maybe like there to...
No, hence the whole thing of the gardens of Babylon are the only wonder of the ancient world for which there's absolutely no solid evidence of their existence even. There's stories and accounts and stuff like that, but there's nothing archaeological.
I suppose like all that plant matter would be long gone, right?
Well, that's the thing. When we say hanging gardens, that's apparently an odd translation. That realistically it would be more like water gardens or like irrigation systems. So there should be
Oh.
channels and waterfalls and something like that. Hanging gardens is a very literal translation, but it's much more like, yeah, a series of like irrigated terraces and that kind of thing, for which would absolutely survive, you'd think, some archaeological evidence.
That's actually more impressive than if it was just a whole bunch
Yeah.
of plants, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, the reading I was doing, like, it was very cursory, so like, I'm sure there are people who know much more about this period of history that can maybe tell us in the comments, viewership. But
Oh, yes, please.
yeah, we would love to know more about this. But like, from what I can see, Babylon was never a major political center after Alexander the Great. So
Yeah.
he used it as his
Yeah, it was the
capital.
Abyssinians that used it as their capital as well.
Yeah, so post Alexander,
Old
there didn't seem to be-
Ashurbanipal.
that's a great name for a king.
Yeah. King of
Some kings just have
Abyssinians.
great names.
Yeah.
And then some
Fuck
called
me. Is
Prince Andrew.
like,
He's not a king. Well, thankfully, not a king.
this is also just like, yeah, the earliest known mention of Babylon is on a clay tablet from 2000 BC.
Twilight.
Babylon's basically as old as civilization.
Yeah. Right. I can get through those spokes, surely.
You can. Not yet. Oh, no.
Oh, I know I got it. Okay, I've been silly with this because there's nothing from the land on which I need to go in and activate.
No, I think it's already done, but try it again.
No, because it's a time thing. So as soon as I get off that... Because look, it's...
Yeah, realistically, Sprite, make a note and I'll put this picture up now, but that's what the Hanging Gardens would have looked like.
Which is pretty
So
spectacular.
they're much more like, terraced gardens or something like that.
Yeah.
Did we work out exactly what that thing does? The timed mechanism?
No. But you need to learn how to run through those spokes.
Yeah. Should I use the timed mechanism anyway? Just for safety.
Definitely pull the mechanism, but
This is fascinating.
Spoke. No!
nope.
Luckily, I have one more try.
Okay, and not yet.
Oh, he choked it successfully.
Now.
Oh.
No.
You just didn't take to the wall there. Sorry.
No, you pinched it off though, at least, so.
Must use that expression. Anyway, tell us more about Babylon.
Was the largest city in the world twice?
Yeah, 200,000.
Like once and then once again, it was probably the first city in the world to reach a population of about 200,000. It's old as fuck, but by the 10th century it was basically gone, so even at this time it wouldn't have been around.
Which is a shame. It definitely would not have been Dastan's capital.
No, it would have almost certainly been either Persepolis, but more likely Baghdad at this point.
I don't like that they've started blocking. I don't care for that.
Enemies getting
And
smarter.
it's just shit like this. Like this is the same thing I get when I'm looking into Egyptian stuff, where it's like there aren't many written records of its earliest stuff because it's significantly older than writing, which is wild.
Again, like, I think it's just a very Western-centric view of history, isn't it? That we think of, like, the Middle East as being less developed
Yeah.
or, like, you know,
which is
inferior to
bullshit.
Western culture, which is
Yeah,
just not true.
some of these ancient cities in the Middle East are as old, if not older, than meaningful civilization.
And it's kind of cool that we're playing a character who embodies that dynasty, I guess, as much as he's not, like, a historical figure.
Yeah, he doesn't look that Middle Eastern, does he?
No, I don't suppose he does. Woo! It's a very strange noise I made, sorry. Oh, nope.
The fact as well that Babylon is mentioned in the Old Testament as being pretty old.
Where can I go from here? Indeed, Sprite. Oh, there's a ladder there.
Is that not the one you climbed up?
No, there's another one there. See it?
Huh? Yep.
I don't think I can jump from... It's too high.
Oh, that one to the platform. So look... Yeah, there.
Where?
Okay, come back out of this view.
Yep.
Underneath his butt from where we're looking, so a little bit... Yeah, there. That.
Where? Sorry.
Okay, see his sword is touching it in our viewpoint.
Oh yeah, but I think I can get that from the ground.
Okay, then I don't know.
Maybe that is the way. Let's go that way. To hell with it. There we go.
No.
Okay. Where do I go? What's going on up there? Ow! I'm just not sure.
There's a small alcove from the top of the block.
The big thing.
Yeah, yeah, climb up the ladder.
Right. The Doctor is engrossed in his Babylonian research now.
And, there's a small alcove somewhere, so...
Oh,
Yeah,
there it is. There it is. I see it now.
I was reading into the whole argument about whether the Hanging Gardens of Babylon refers to not Babylon the city, but the Babylonian Empire was actually at their capital at Nineveh. Hence why you wouldn't find archaeological evidence for it at Babylon, but apparently archaeologically Babylon is a mess because since it was inhabited, the water table's risen by about 40 feet.
Oh, so we wouldn't find anything there anyway.
Yeah, so basically most of it is deep underneath what is now the bed of the Euphrates.
Oh, that's a shame.
So they've estimated no more than 3% of the archaeological stuff is actually available to current archaeological methods.
Oh, in a way that's quite sad.
Hence why we know so little of it. Whereas Nineveh was in good nick until Islamic State blew up most of it.
Oh.
In 2016 or so, which is...
That's also sad.
Yes. Yeah. In a lot of ways, it's no worse than what we would have done in our own Reformation.
No, I suppose it's not.
In terms of what shit was destroyed.
Now.
Went to recently. Have you ever been to the Roslin Chapel near here? The one that was from the... it's famously in the end of the, what's it called, book? Da Vinci Code.
I have not. Like, in Scotland?
Yeah, literally 15 minutes drive from here,
Really?
like, towards, like, Biggar.
What's the significance of the chapel?
It's unusually well-survived pre-Reformation chapel.
Drop down.
Abbas is up. It's okay. We can rewind.
Yeah, you need to be a bit sooner on that.
So I gotta drop down to.
Now.
Okay.
And
Now.
again.
And now again.
Yeah,
There we go.
Yeah, it's very ornately decorated and has basically survived the Reformation largely untouched and is in pretty good nick for a 600-year-old chapel.
600 years.
Yeah, it's old as fuck, and it's impressive to say the least.
I was deeply disappointed to learn that, like, because my partner's been to Japan, and I was like, oh, all those cool, like, wooden buildings. She's like, yeah, most of them are reconstructions because wooden buildings collapse and catch fire very easily.
Are they not deconstructed and reconstructed every
some are as well.
couple of years?
There's an interesting cultural thing there. In Japan specifically, but in a lot of Eastern places, it isn't about the physical building. A temple being 1,000 years old means there's been a temple on this site for 1,000 years old. It doesn't have to. I mean, it doesn't have to be the same thing. It could have been rebuilt. It could be different. It's about the occupation and the use of it rather than the actual physical building. And I guess partly that's probably a cultural psychology you would adopt when your buildings are mostly wood and paper. You wouldn't develop the ideas of building permanence being something that matters when you're not building out of stone.
Why are you such a psychopath?
I don't want him to do it. He just keeps doing it.
Right. He's not. You're the one holding the fucking controller, yeah.
I can't stop him.
Incidentally, while we're talking about Babylon, this also allows me to bring in my favourite story of Big Babylon, the gun built by Saddam Hussein to fire into space.
Project Babylon, yeah.
Which ended after its architect was probably assassinated by Mossad.
Almost definitely.
It's a wild story. I love it.
It's a terrific story. Just all he wanted was to build bigger and bigger cannons.
The more I've read into it, the more I am becoming of the opinion that it genuinely was a satellite and space launch system rather than something that could actually conceivably be used, like actually be artillery. Yeah. Because you get a grand total of one shot off against Tehran from that thing before they'd be like, well,
everyone in the world knows where it is.
This cannon the size of a small town has fired, and it's not exactly a defensible position because it is a mountain.
Just testament to Persian quote-unquote military might.
Yeah.
A cannon that can shoot you from 7 countries away.
Yeah. Well, that's the awkward thing again. Here we're back to the bizarreness of the phrase Persian, that this was built by the Iraqis to potentially fire on the Iranians, both of which were part of Persia. Yeah.
And like, as we were just talking about,
exactly,
the ruins of Baghdad, such as of them remain, are just outside of Baghdad.
Yeah. The ruins of Babylon, yeah.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. My apologies. It's difficult. You've spoken about this. It's difficult to lead a conversation coherently.
Whilst fighting creatures in a video game. I think you can just wall run to it with those bad boys down.
Oh.
What's up with Persepolis nowadays?
Also, if anyone's drinking along, shot.
Good gracious!
But I don't think we encourage drinking along because we don't hate our viewers that much.
I mean, like, we support you viewership if that's what you want to do.
Oh yeah, if you want to drink, go for it. Ooh.
I read some some podcasting and stuff recently about how the Persian army fought in ancient times and maybe still fought in the time of Dazda. I don't really know, but apparently they could fire 1 million arrows at you within 20 minutes.
Our arrows will blot out the sun.
But quite literally. So apparently the average Persian army at about that time period, so we're talking maybe like 400 or 500 BC, thereabouts, okay, had about 70, 80,000 men in it, okay? And like most of them would have bows. So maybe like 50,000 men would have bows. And each of those archers could fire about 3 or 4 arrows a minute. So if you crunch the numbers on it, within 20 minutes they fire 1 million arrows at you.
That's a lot of birds when you think of the feathers on an arrow.
Yeah.
Would they like to make artificial arrow flights out of anything? Like
Not
cloth
really.
or linen? Or
No.
would that work?
Flights need to be... They're weirdly specific in how they work, from a physics perspective. It's...
Then you are right. Where were all these birds coming from?
Do you know what? Before the Industrial Revolution, there used to be a lot more animals around.
That I could believe. But like 1 million birds.
I mean, it's not like though you take all the feathers from one bird to make a single arrow. I reckon you get a couple of arrows out of your average bird.
Oh,
You get many arrows, and each arrow would be 4 feathers, but a bird has a lot of feathers.
That is true, but by the... Oh, okay. Apparently that's a fall that's going to kill me. That is true, but equally... Like, they would have multiple armies in the field at any given time, right? So it's not just like And that's just one battle. If they've got to fight 6 battles in the campaign, then that's 6 million.
I assure you,
arrows.
they spent more rearing the animals to feed the army than it would ever have spent the bird, like hunters.
Yeah,
and birds
realistically,
for the-
if you think of the number of feathers in a chicken, you'll
If
get
you're
through.
reading chickens for
You'll
food
get
stuff
through the
anyway.
chicken
Yeah.
as food to feed your army before you'll get through their feathers worth of arrows.
Can you use chicken feathers on?
Yes,
Okay.
we use cocks certainly, as in the British.
Sorry, that was just silly.
No, I'm not entirely correct on that. In English archery, the male feather from a cock is used on the outside of the arrow, while the other 2 stabling feathers are made from a hen.
Oh, there we go.
But both being
Well, chickens, yes.
the chicken
But
family.
you ain't gonna be rearing cocks for food, is the point.
No one wants to rear cocks.
Eat,
Also,
eat
look
a
at
bag
that
of
cat.
pickles.
Are they too like? Because I know the reason that we don't use like bulls for sustenance as such is like this.
That means shit.
The
Yeah.
testosterone means that the beef's a bit.
And I think if you see cocks, they're like... If you see cockerels, they're not like... There's not a lot of meat on them. They're quite wiry and spooky
yeah.
looking.
Well, that's because there's no point fattening up a bird you're not going to eat.
It's not just fattening up, surely.
I'm deeply disturbed that like
Dang,
this
dong.
isn't gonna kill everything. He's gonna just hurl me right off the side.
Yeah, he's gonna.
Oh no, I think I got him.
Woohoo!
His head's an anvil.
Oh my god, look at that.
Endure Hephaestus. What am I
He's
looking at?
cleaning in between his toes.
I get strong cave troll guy.
Yeah.
vibes whenever I
The way they
one of
kill
these
him, it's on the
dudes.
head, yeah, definitely.
I just don't feel that this guy deserves it. He's probably just doing his job.
Flinging dogs at
Dogs.
intruders.
Look at his dog delivery system. That's just like a dog chimney.
That's kind of grim.